Hello, how is everything?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Nice. What's the latest news?
Um, the remember when I told you that I was moving, right?
Oh yeah, I remember the last time.
Yeah, I did find some time to play a little bit of ranked while I was moving,
Hmm.
and that match was actually a lot of fun. And I was playing a strange, if I remember correctly. Yeah,
Okay.
I was playing a strange. When it comes to like, let's see. Yeah, we were dominating first round, and second round we were not doing so hot because of like a little tiny mistake, and because of that mistake, one of our teammates suggested to surrender. Everybody else was like, "No, we can still do this. We just need to pull ourselves together,"
Hmm.
and we did. We did win this in this game.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So it's your last game. Yeah, kind of the latest you played.
Yeah, the one on the 14th. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Nice. And you mainly the characters you just mainly been focusing on Doctor Strange or it.
Mostly on Doctor Strange at the moment, because there weren't situations where I could pick Thor, since at least from what I experienced in like general play,
Hmm?
Thor by himself isn't doing much.
Why not?
Um, like I can try my best to create space, but they can just push past me and then go into my backline.
Right. Well, do you enjoy playing Thor for the most part at the moment, or Doctor Strange?
Oh, oh, absolutely. I enjoy playing both a lot. I have more experience on Thor than on Strange,
Right.
but I do have to acknowledge that the overall safer choice when I'm alone tanking would be Strange. Even though there are moments where I really want to pick Thor,
Hmm.
I don't think Thor by himself would be able to get uh create enough create enough space for my team to turn the tide.
Well, to be honest with you, it doesn't matter what tank you play. It's just a matter of how you play that.
Um,
Yeah,
mm,
it's for the most part it's that. It's well, even me from perspective of just playing Thor with, well, I think even at the start just been implementing the Overwatch concepts, 20 hours of playtime, been able to get in top 1%, right? I think it was around
mm,
85% win rate, right?
okay,
Solo
yeah.
tanking doesn't matter. Well, it's just, to be honest, with all those hero shooters and just games in general, the skill set matters the most, but then at the end you can also add the other percentages of value, like picking the right character for the right situation. But
Mm,
mostly we want to look at that big picture, kind of see, okay, what our comp allows me to do, and then what the enemy comp does, and also the map overall. Yeah, sometimes some of the maps are non-comfortable. Uh, so for the most part, well, a lot of it is also what rank we're starting. I remember, yeah, actually, what's your rank at the moment?
still Diamond 3.
Diamond Sphere. Okay. Well, so there's definitely no problem. Doesn't matter what tank you play. You can solve tanking. Doesn't matter if you just enjoy playing the character. I would suggest, well, you can play that character. It's okay. Maybe
Hmm.
starting Celestial, you can consider actually just swapping around the characters a little bit more. Maybe GM. Okay, GM is also kind of high tier, but still, there are a lot of students out there. When I coached, been one tweaking their characters to up to Celestial because they wanted to. Yeah, well, they've been just
Yeah.
enjoying the character, but at the end, yeah, we obviously want to also be kind of more versatile. So you
Yeah.
have kind of two sweet characters for the situations. But yeah, I think it's okay. If you just want to focus on something like one, it's alright as well. Yeah, so it's your choice, Viri. As far as I remember, wanted to focus on your Thor more, but if you want to focus on Doctor Strange, that's also okay. It's just
Yeah.
whatever you want to go with. I have no problem with whatever. Uh, but yeah, just keep in mind it's not like it's the tank itself. It's not limited factor to us, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, now that I think about it, when the game where I won as Strange, I think later I didn't even know this until like I was at the victory screen. I think one of our DPS swapped to the thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, he did. They did. They did switch.
Okay.
Ah, okay. um, then I have a question. When it comes to like synergies, right?
Mhm.
With Thor, uh, outside of like team up attacks, of course.
Oh yeah.
Um, what uh what's the deciding factor to like go for like going to pick Thor over Doctor Strange, even though overall Doctor Strange would be more favorable and safe.
I see. Yeah, mainly if you have, well, if you're just talking from comp perspective, yeah, because the two
Comp
deciding
perspective.
factors, yeah, there are
Mm,
two deciding factors: your comp and the map. So if the comp allows you to, if you have more mobile characters in your comp, I would usually suggest go Thor. You have some dive capabilities and brawl capabilities as well, but I'm mostly leaning towards the dive because of how much mobility you got. So you can abuse that, and always gonna be good choice to play the character in that case. Some of the maps where it's not as open as well for Thor is quite nice, so you're not getting poked out as much. As Doctor Strange, you can actually shoot the damage, or like Magneto, you can also have those options to shoot the damage while rotating the weapon. At Thor, you do not, yeah. You're mostly
mhm.
short range character, so you gotta keep that in mind. But
Yep.
yeah, honestly, it's considering comms, I would start doing that. Getting GM, well, we can start doing that now, but yeah, you usually can focus on that a little bit more
Mhm.
after that. Yeah, if you reach GM, I think it's gonna be fine. You can reach it on any character, like even
Oh,
one tweaking
okay.
doesn't matter. Even Celestial, to be honest, doesn't matter. But yeah, it's all up to you. The comp, just think about it this way: value, if you're thinking about the value in the game, first off, 99% of the value comes out of the performance, and then there are
Mhm.
also other small percentages you can sneak in. It's your communication, it's just how do we adapt the character. You have a look at the comp, yeah, also add percentages of value. Yeah, sure, people say, well, comps are important. Yeah, it is, but is it important to us like right now at where we at? Yeah, usually performance, like for example, I'm coaching the bronze player. I wouldn't say comps will matter, like them trying to adapt the comp matters at all, to be honest. It just
Mhm.
doesn't matter to you. It starts matter more, but I would
Yeah.
still say performance outweighs a lot. Yeah, so rather
Okay.
pay attention to that.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, that's how I would approach it. But yeah, we can also go over the adapting characters a little bit more, kind of look at the big picture, but mainly it's dive situations. I think Thor is gonna be pretty decent. You
Mhm.
asking that? Okay. Yeah. Any other questions as well, or
Yeah. What's on the schedule for today?
well, for the schedule, if you got the game, the close game, we can go over. That would be the
Yeah.
best. I think mentioned that before. Yeah. Uh, I would say it's up to you. Again, what kind of character you want to focus on? Preferably one for just this 1 hour session. It would be the best. So it's all up to you. Whatever you want to work on. As far as I remember, we wanted to work on Thor, but we can also work on Doctor Strange today. It's no problem. What do you
Yeah.
want to go with?
Let's work on Strange today.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Okay. What kind of game you want us to look at then?
Let's see. This game from from the 14th.
Oh yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Do you have it saved somewhere?
Uh, I have it favorited, but that's about it.
Yeah, so just click on that and you can see the ID. Just make sure you copy the ID and paste it in
Oh,
DM.
okay, copy,
Yeah,
share with
yeah.
friends. Okay, got yeah, there, got it. Discords.
Alright, then I'm gonna screen share as well. Here we go.
Just double checking, is this correct?
Let me see. Well, it should be correct. Yeah, it's the number. Yeah, it should be okay. Can you see the stream just fine?
One moment. Watch stream. Yes.
Nice, perfect. Okay, so here we got Central Park. You playing Doctor Strange. Okay. Well, do you remember? Is there anything you struggled with in this game?
It was mostly the Iron Man that was being a problem on the enemy team.
Oh yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically about it. Um, let's see.
Hmm.
Yeah, we got some interlock DPSs, of course. That wasn't really a problem because the Winter Soldier was pulling his weight.
Hmm.
Spider-Man less so, but he swapped later, so he compensated for that. Um, Overall, the enemy team stayed the same, if I remember correctly. Oh
Hmm.
wait, they did that. I think yeah, the enemy Thor swapped to Iron Man later. That became a problem.
I see. I see. That's okay. Well, let's watch kind of a couple of the fights, see how those gonna go, and then we can talk about something. Yeah, kind of few themes about it. Maybe it's target priority. Maybe it's just
Hmm.
what we suggested before, your decision making, or maybe even positioning. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's take a look. Okay, so we're starting out and just kind of keep poking down that choke, paying attention to the front line here. Yeah, there's a Captain America, they're getting hooked, and then we are just trying to push the choke around. Okay. Dark magic, fine. Mm-hmm. I believe you mentioned that sometimes you struggle with mechanics. Yeah, is it the case sometimes with you? Like at the moment you feel like or not?
Yeah, my aim is definitely not as good.
Hmm. Do you have any sort of warm up you do currently?
Yeah, I actually go to the training area for about 30 minutes before I go into a ring match.
30 minutes. What do you do in the training area?
I usually like first start attacking the bots
Hmm.
to the right
Hmm.
at first, and then later on, uh, I'm targeting the bots that are in the air,
Hmm.
and with the remaining time, I go downstairs where you can set up a perimeter for bots and just do random.
Nice. Okay. Okay. And do you focus on anything specific when doing that kind of practice?
Mostly, I'm trying to what's the word again? Strafe left and right
Yeah,
to be hard.
strafing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. Okay. Maybe what I would also suggest, so you just have more intense kind of practice, yeah, more
Uh-huh.
effective way of practice is try to focus on something what's called trigger discipline. Basically, I will show you this here. So you're trying to apply pressure quite a lot, yeah, you're just shooting the enemy, but then some of your shots, you can see that you kind of might be missing those, like over here, for example. You see you clicking on the this the what's the character name? It's
Scarlet
Scarlet Witch.
Witch.
Yeah, I always forget. Yeah, so you're trying to click on the Scarlet Witch here, but then we're missing. Okay, so
Hmm.
what you can try to do is try to focus on this. I will show you that real quick. You can start with the practice range. I think it's fine. I would even prefer, if you just want a more intense practice, just go a downstairs area right away.
Yeah.
And what you will be doing is, instead of just holding your fire, like a lot of players do that, they kind of keep firing, okay? What you can be trying to do is just fire at the time when you think that you can actually hit the target, yeah? So you kind of just do a lot of crosshair replacement. So for example here, I can show it to you on Thor. Well, like Doctor Strange is okay as well. I'm not as good mechanically on Doctor Strange because I don't practice, yeah, but anyway, this is something you can practice for the long term, okay? You
Yeah.
go in this area, okay, we're choosing this random bots, for example. I just see, okay, we got something here, yeah, control switch. Oh, no, not here. Okay, so we got the bots. Well, maybe you can just put whatever, maybe Spider-Man's or maybe Jeff is pretty random movement. Yeah, choosing the dynamic moving action random, moving speed normal, for example. Okay, entering apply. And now, what you can try to do is this. So instead of just constantly holding fire, you will be taking the time and moving the crosshair and then hitting the shot. So see, I'll be doing a lot of... I'll just start this. Yeah, I'll be doing a lot of readjusting. So it's kind of take my time, hit. Yeah, take my time, and then hit. Yeah. So this requires a lot of time to also get used to. Yeah, because for example, Doctor Strange, your shot is projectile. On Thor, your awaken is also projectile, right? But the more you do, the easier it's gonna be. So you can actually aim the full shot, yeah? So I'm not constantly holding the fire like a lot of people do, yeah? But I kind of taking my time and then trying to hit, yeah? Taking my time, then trying to hit. And eventually, you're gonna build up the speed. So the more you do the easier it's gonna be. I prefer, usually if you spend more time on this,
Yeah.
this is gonna be more intense practice instead of just clicking the normal bots. And you can also do something what's called do match. I think that's also a good one because you're gonna have more frequent duels in there. So you're gonna be practicing versus just normal real players, like some of the people do much. There's also another mod. I forgot the name. I can give you yeah, I can give you the name. But yeah, this one I usually recommend to students quite a lot. You just go in here and practice hitting the shots. Yeah, so see there gonna be 12 players in the lobby, and you can just have more frequent duels with whatever you do. Yep, this is just kind of the way for you to practice, kind of find a character. Yeah, maybe I just go somewhere over here, just trying to duel someone. Yeah, just try to find them on the map. They're you can typically find them quite quick, yeah, and then try to hit the shots. Yep. So this is how I do it. Does it make sense?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Any questions about the warm up as well, or it's clear enough?
No, it's clear. It's definitely clear.
Nice. Okay. Then let's write down this way. Do much is preference. Plus, you can just focus. If you're not doing them do much, then you can also do random bots, preferably because there's a lot of random movement. But I would exclude potentially doing just normal bots. Yeah, this is not as intense. Yeah, you can just practice somewhere else, like do much. And also be getting used to situations under pressure, yeah, because while your aim might be not as good sometimes is because there are a lot of people shooting you, actually, and that's why you miss some of your shots. Okay, so I'm gonna say practice, trigger, discipline as well. Okay, yeah, let's just keep watching your replay, and we can spot something else. Well, there are a few things I saw already, but let's just watch more fights, and then we can kind of go over the patterns, whatever we notice. Yeah, and if there are gonna be any questions, also feel free to ask those. Okay, so this has been the start, and this is when we fought, and there's quite a lot of pressure going on. The Scarlet Witch, well, they're kind of fighting close. Makes sense. Okay. Now this is the time where you have to play slightly slow because losing some some of the numbers. You gotta pick though. There was a Thor who's getting hooked. That's nice. And see, this is what I'm saying here. Trigger discipline. Yeah, take your time. Readjust the crosshair. It also requires some anticipation. Yeah, you can just kind of think ahead of what this guy's gonna do because of because your aim is projectile, you're kind of trying to move a little bit forward. Yeah, you're not aiming right at them, but kind of moving the mouse where they're gonna be. Okay,
Okay.
there's gonna be a lot of that practice, and with Thor, it's also kind of similar. You notice there's a lot of anticipation with your projectiles. Yeah, okay. Oh, obviously with normal abilities, there's not much, but yeah, awaken is quite important. Okay, so there's quite a lot I'm thinking about. So I'm thinking what to start with. Let's just start with you effectively controlling space as a tank. Yeah, let's just kind of start with the question: what's your main job as a tank? What are you aiming to do on the field?
Create. As a tank, you need to create space.
Yeah, creating space. And how do you do that?
By stepping forwards,
Yeah,
or
okay.
by taking the attention away from
Okay.
the rest of your team.
Yeah, stepping forward, taking the attention away. Yeah, all of that is important. So I'm thinking right now, when you are pushing in, yeah, if we are just looking to do something towards that choke, okay? Because you
Yeah.
designed to absorb the pressure. What kind of characters you want to what kind of pressure you want to absorb? Let's phrase it this way. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what do you think? If you're looking at the situation here, who is that? What is that pressure you want to be absorbing? What's your thoughts?
I would say that would be the. Let's see, what's.
So there's Scarlet Witch, there's also that Star-Lord on the left side, Thor on the main, and their support backline over here.
Oh, okay. I think in this case, I would want to take on the Star-Lord, right?
Star-Lord, maybe why?
Um, with my entire team backing me here,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think their both their supports plus their Thor would be scary enough to threaten them, so
Okay,
to speak. Oh, wait a sec.
okay.
Their Captain America is right in the middle.
Well, right now, yes.
They're attacking theirs. Oh, okay, no, that's dangerous.
I just want you to ask, if the Captain America is doing that, right? When they are
mhm.
going in, who is gonna do the most damage after? Is it them or anyone else on their team, though?
Anyone else on that team?
Anyone else, yeah. Typically. Yeah, typically.
Epic.
The tanks are just designed to absorb pressure, and if they're absorbing pressure effectively, if they're not dying, then the rest of their team can get the job done. Yeah, they can get the
Mm,
support done, the damage done. Yeah, so you don't want to play by their rules. Yeah, you typically don't want to be shooting the tanks. Well, unless there is a good situation to do so. Maybe there was
mm,
somebody killable. I think there was a Thor who got hooked for the short period of time. Well, he's really out of position, really killable. We can go for that. But now, what is that pressure? What is dangerous to us? You see, and evil not is also who is gonna get kills. I think later. So the Star-Lord flanking. There is a Scarlet Witch on the right side as well. And just watch the kill feed later. I think there's gonna be actually even right at the start. Yeah, who's got a kill? Yeah, I think the Star-Lord got a kill right away. Yeah, so we can see that. Well, your Thor maybe they went a little bit deep, right? Well, but it's still there is something to keep in mind. Yeah, we need to absorb pressure. We need to be tanking, but now we're tanking this. So I'll just kind of move back to this moment, seeing
mhm.
again what is more important for you to tank in this current situation. What it feels like when we start
Ah,
working.
take away the heals from the enemy.
Heals from the enemy. Sure, this can be the one. What do you also
Uh,
see right now? Who's dangerous on the enemy team? Like right here, for example.
Oh, the starter that's flanking.
Sword who's flanking? Well, potentially, yeah, we can push that away. Yeah, we can
Okay.
also deal with, well, what do you think if this happens? I will show you. It's gonna change, the situation is gonna change like in 5 seconds. Probably around here. Yeah, so there's Star-Lord, kind of, actually it's been even earlier over here. Yeah, we've seen just Star-Lord been holding the Slav position, the Scarlet Witch on the right side, okay? So, see that again? Yeah, the Scarlet Witch is over here, the Star-Lord is over there, yeah? So this is
Mm-hmm.
one of the things you want to be paying attention to, okay? So
Okay. Yeah.
how do we deal with that, yeah? Uh, well, first off, you really need as a tank, because you're just pushing away those threatening angles. You need to just simply anticipate who is going to be doing a lot of damage. Yeah, who is going to be doing that active pressure. Yeah, your
Yeah.
job is just try to deal with active angles. Okay, deal with anybody active. And now, why those people are active is simply that one idea is that they take those off angles, or just sometimes even flanks. Yeah, what off angle is? It's the position away from their core. So for example, here
Yeah.
this is the main where the most of the
Mm-hmm.
enemy goes, and this is the position on the right side, this position on the left side. Okay, and that is something what we want to deal with first. Yeah, clear, important position first. Yeah, deal with active angles, enemy. So enemy flanking or taking off angles, and then you can
Yeah.
actually take space. Okay, because
Oh,
this is what forces a lot of your team resources. See this here, that Cloak and Dagger, for example, they've been forced to use their healing field because there's a lot of damage coming in, or maybe there's a Star Lord as well, who is again been pressuring a lot. Yeah, and their tanks actually just been doing a good job at just absorbing all the pressure. Meanwhile, you see that?
yep.
Okay. Okay, so this is what I want you to pay attention to right away, yeah? Start with
Mm-hmm.
deal with off angles, deal with flanks if possible, then move in. Yeah, obviously if there are times like that, when there's just one character alone, the kind of really, really deep in the backline and should deal with them. But now, who do you expect to take an angle again? Your disposition, who do you expect to be dangerous towards the team, most likely?
Um. Let's see. From this moment, I would say, since I haven't seen the Starlord, he could be a potential threat. He would be flanking someone. I would not where yet, but he would be
Yeah,
flanking. That's
might
something I
be.
would anticipate.
Yeah, might be. So this is something we can anticipate, yeah? That is
Yeah.
something you can just try to deal with and push him away. I would also say that as a general rule, it's always good if you put more attention towards the squishes in general. It doesn't matter, it
Mm-hmm.
just kind of can be on top of the priorities. I'm not just shooting the tanks, but I'm mostly trying to shoot what's more killable. The squishes are usually more killable. And now, if
Mm-hmm.
those squishes are also taking angles, this is even more preferable, like we mentioned. You tank the dangerous stuff. Okay, so we are. This is what's gonna be crucial here. Okay, now we just pushing through. There's Cloak and Dagger ultimate. That's nice. Okay. Now this is where we start. Yeah, the question is again what we will be shooting, and what we will start trying to pressure right now. So what do you think? What are you gonna be
We
shooting right here? It seems.
at this moment, since we're being aggressive, we should be pushing their healers away,
Yeah.
or either like at least eliminating them, so we could go focus the damage dealers, and then later the tanks, because they can't really do much
Yeah,
against us.
exactly. Exactly. There's maybe no one yet who is taking dangerous angles as well. Maybe Star-Lord expect them to do so, but just squishies in general, go after the supports, keep shooting them. Don't be distracted and feel like you need to switch your fire quite a lot. Yeah, just keep rushing those targets, and I think it's gonna be alright. And your dark magic, it also helps you to execute someone. Yeah, you can kind of combo those people with the mechanics. You just shoot, and dark magic them instead of kind of using it here. So you see, okay, like you dark magic the Thor, but it's not the priority, as I mentioned. Yeah, you could be doing dark magic like on that over here or on that over there. Yeah, so target priority. I'm not spreading too thin. Yeah, not spreading on everyone, but rather just trying to be more direct with my whatever you're pushing. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
gonna be really crucial. Yeah, the more direct burst damage, you're getting kills or getting for resources for us. But now you kind of you see how your attention goes left, right, left, right. Yeah, it's might be tough sometimes. Yeah, just with how we are controlling the map. Does it make sense?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh, okay. Oh, this guy using ultimate for some reason. Well, might try to stall and touch later, but yeah. Just keep shooting him, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice, we got him. Now, oh, that's not what I wanted to press. Okay. Alright. Also,
I was mostly looking out for someone that would be flanking us at that moment. So
yeah.
that's why I was getting off the point at that moment.
Yeah, no, it's
This time.
good. You actually don't want to be in the objective a lot of times. I would say, as Dr. Strange, you need to try to push up, take space, so the attention goes to you. That's more important. The space control over the point control is more important. Just leave one on card. Usually, you only need. There's a common misconception. People say you need C on card. This is not true. You need only C on card only if you're about to capture the objective, because the meantime, like think about it, you're gonna win the fight most likely if you have more people with a better position. Okay, so
Yeah.
if we secure the fight, then we actually push the card. If we don't secure the fight, the card is stopped. So it doesn't don't need to stay in card all the time. So it's good. Yeah, it's good that you've been looking for the positions. Just anybody who is flanking, why not? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening in map is a building. Okay, we got. Yeah, this is a little bit annoying, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that was exactly it. But I was like, "Where's what? Why is this? Why is the stage rebuilding itself? Oh God, help!"
Yeah. Yeah, happens. Okay. Yeah, this is the time where just kind of more quality mechanics, and see you also kind of what are you shooting? Just keep shooting one target, so don't swap between the targets shooting cloak and dagger and then a scout. We just choose what's convenient right now and try to commit towards the target. So, what do you think? What do you think you need to commit to right away?
In this situation, I think. Hmm. I want to say the Scarlet Witch, but I currently have my.
Mhm.
The cloak has its back turned on me.
Yeah. So, what do you think?
I would say the immediate threat, which would be Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch. Okay, but well, let's just say I'm also thinking because right now
Mhm.
there's two guys that have similar position. Okay, who's gonna be easier
Yeah.
for you to kill, the Scarlet Witch or this Cloak and Dagger currently?
The cloak and dagger, because they don't have a way to escape. Well, they not if they don't use their cooldowns correctly, then they definitely don't have a way to escape.
Yeah, well, this is another thing. Yeah, the cooldowns is also something you can keep an eye on, but right now it's also that this here, it can be healed, yeah, because of the Cloak and Dagger can just transform, try to
Yeah.
support them. Where Cloak and Dagger, they will not be healed by, well, unless there's a Luna Snow coming in, yeah. So just thinking about this, this is gonna be more important for you to shoot right now. Yeah, it's just for the sake of getting this angle way faster, clearing that out. We're just choosing the support right now. Usually would be better. Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
Just make sure you commit. Yeah, make sure you commit. Well, sure, Luna Snow will come out later, then you can swap the target. But right now, it's just kind of be more direct, and then you can force out the resources, I think. And you also can commit that dark magic too later if we need it. Yeah, trying to sustain.
This-
Yeah, that's okay. It's fine, you can maybe kind of use your shift to try to escape, but yeah, I think it's alright. Right? Quite a lot of low targets. This is where, again, the We get discipline. Yeah, watching that. Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Now, another layer which I would like to add, because I mentioned a lot about target priority, but a lot of it, there are a lot of connections to how you position as well on the map if you're trying to prioritize good targets. So, my question to you right away, what is that position you should be taking in order to deal with those threatening targets, most likely to prepare for the next fight? What kind of position you should be aiming for right now?
let's see. In this case, uh, hmm, I should stand between the Scarlet Witch and the and the dagger right here.
What between them?
Oh, oh, wait, actually, in front of the Winter Soldier.
In front of the Winter Soldier. Well, okay.
Yeah,
So kind of frontline position. Sure.
yeah, like from that position. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, let's just direct, kind of enhance what we trying to do. Okay.
Yeah.
So while we stay in the front line, yeah, what are we trying to do? Yeah, we trying to deal with important angles. Okay. Now the
Hmm.
next fight, remember who is gonna
Oh,
take an angle most likely on the enemy team.
that would be the Star Lord again, or
Okay.
the Scarlet Witch. And
Okay.
knowing this map, oh, they're gonna come from on top of the damn it, what's it called again?
Well, there are a few
Um,
sections. Let's call it. This is kind of section 3. This is section 2. Maybe there's somewhere like something else. This open space,
mhm.
the building close. Mm-hmm.
Most likely, most likely, if it was either the Scarlet Witch or the um Star Lord, they would try to ambush us on two
Right. Yeah. Kind of take
from
that building. Maybe.
y-
Yeah.
yeah, take the building. They're gonna jump from up top or something like that and surprise us while the cart is below the bridge
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So where you want to be to deal with them then?
on top.
Yeah, just go on top. And this position here, this is what I call power position, because
Hmm.
you are able to control multiple angles from here. You're able to do this, just go around, maybe go on the main, control that. You can control this side, you maybe can go back. So there are a lot of options what you can do when you're controlling those positions, and that's quite nice. Just start there. There is no downside. You can always drop from the power position. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's not like you should be sitting there forever, especially as Doctor Strange, because you provide a lot of frontline pressure with your dark magic as well. So yeah, that's good. But take advantage of that. Yeah, take power position and just use your shift. Yeah, use
Yeah.
shift to get there, and you will
Hmm.
be staying there. And it was the same thing on the first point as well. If you remember when you was fighting, I think it was over here. You can also find your own kind of semi power positions. For example, over here. Why, if I take that position, why not to do that? So I have more options, and then they can drop on their backline. Yeah, find their squishes. Yeah, find good
Yeah.
positions which allow you to find good targets as well, instead of kind
Okay.
of being stuck and fighting the front line. I will show you an example of that. So there, I think a lot of good Doctor Strange players out there, and we can kind of make some connections. Target priority and dealing with power positions. Yeah, taking the power positions. For example, this guy. Okay, so I think they're quite decent. This idea you can apply anywhere. This is just the map I use as an example, but yeah, it doesn't matter what map. You can always find the good power positions. So this section
Started.
of the map, you usually the second point. If you remember, there's kind of this position in the middle,
Hmm.
this
Yeah.
structure over here. You're able to go left side, you're kind of able to rotate this way, maybe able to go
Hmm.
around as well up there.
Yeah.
So that is something what you can look to control first, because this gives you access to that entire street, and that is what they will try to do right away. They will just get control with the power position first, and also trying to deal with the backline too. Remember, dealing with the good targets. Yeah, so they start searching for opportunities. Yeah, this position creates opportunities. Okay, maybe
Hmm.
dealing with angles or whatever. But once they established certain advantage, they can always drop from the position. Yeah, there's might be no need to hold it, but now they kind of choose to hold it. But then you see this, there's a kill on the top right. They recognize, well, we can start pushing because there's an advantage. Sure, they will drop, but eventually, when there's going to be no clear advantage, they will start taking good positions again. You will see that later, so I will show you just in a moment when they realize, well, there's no clear advantage. Let's try to get power position again, and it will be somewhere above, right there. Okay, so we start with that, and then our target priority can instantly improve. Yeah, we can just get to the backline easier. Now, this is most
Yeah.
likely going to be the position where we can do that, and from here we can keep shooting anybody we want to. Well, obviously the prioritizing the backline, but if there's no backline members, then shooting the tank's been fine. Yeah, but you see, like as soon as they see the backline, they kind of prioritize them. Yeah, there was a hell of walking. Yeah, we start shooting them, and the enemy, you also forcing them to kind of push you out as well. And this is the
Yeah.
essentials of the tank, and you're absorbing a lot of pressure because you're
Mhm.
taking that power position, you're taking those good spots on the map whenever it's possible. Okay, so this is how it is usually. Yeah, maybe to show you one more fight example. Yeah, let's say we broke through. Okay, perfect. Same thing. I can also do some anticipations. Okay, like the way we mentioned, who is gonna take angles on the enemy. Okay, what do you see? Who do you expect to be taking those off angles, you think, with this comp, potentially? Who might do that on the red?
Actually, I would say, funny enough, that Jeff would do something
Jeff,
like.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
this is true. Jeff can do that. Okay, what about their DPS?
um. I th- oh wait, yeah, their Punisher could also do something like that.
Yeah, Punisher, maybe Hala a little bit too.
Hala as well.
Yeah, potentially, because they got that mobility, they can abuse that. Yeah, usually characters with mobility, you expect them to take a little bit more of off angles or flanks. That's why Salak is flanking a lot. Or Jeff, you got insane amount of mobility you can flank. That's why
Mhm.
it's really, really nice. Okay, so we can see them going on the power positions first. I'm not stacking down main. Yeah, I first want to. This is my job as a tank. Yeah, deal with this guy over here. Yeah, deal with enemy taking angles. Absorb bottom pressure. This is how my team live. And you see, by the way, how they saved that Bucky over there because they've been
Yeah.
actually contesting important positions. Yeah, but from here I can also establish my own pressure, and maybe there's gonna be someone like yeah, well, anyone like we mentioned, Punisher or Hela. We can also deal with them, preferably the backline if you can, unless there's a good reason for you to shoot the tank. Maybe they're really low, sure, go for that. But yeah, mostly it's just establishing the pressure on the backline. And you see, once they clear the fight, again, repeat the same action. Set up first. Yeah, go on the power spot again. So we'll see them over here. They will try to maybe do the interesting setup over here. But this is nice. This is something what
Okay.
you can do a lot of times. Okay, that's what I want you to
Yeah.
think about. Does all of it make sense, or
Yeah. No, that this definitely makes sense. I need to definitely like practice this a lot more often, of course. But I will definitely implement this more into my strategy.
nice, nice, exactly, yeah. And you can apply it on any tanks as well, to be honest. It's just with
Mhm.
how you are playing certain tank, it differs. But yeah, right now, we definitely don't want you to be playing card too much, especially the fact, given that you're more of a brawl, kind of more brawlish tank, short range tank. Because of your kit, yep, dark magic's short range. Your shot is slightly kind of mid range, but anyway, this
Mhm.
still is important for you to go over here or go over there. Start the contest important spots so your team can take space. You can push away the enemy in important angles too. You know, see, kind of far away, really, really far. There's no need to push the card 3. You just get the guys and push the card even further. You could be staggering them really, really hard right now if you would be pushing up. You could be getting this. You could maybe getting a kill on a Star-Lord before, so the card would be pushed 100%. Yeah, but now we're kind of giving them a chance to stabilize. While that Thor overextended, good a kill. That's good. Now target priority.
Oh yeah, this is why I run aggressive, I think.
Yeah. And see, right now, what our attention should be on. So you seen that situation? Okay, let's go back. Maybe even, yeah, what position you should go for and what character you would be shooting potentially. Should be shooting.
Oh, definitely not the Captain America.
Okay, what is that power spot that can
Uh,
be taken then?
uh, a little bit above the bridge there, like
Yeah,
just yeah, right there.
yeah, potentially. Yeah, go over here and shoot who?
Mhm. Uh, shoot the healer if possible.
Well, maybe, yeah. Yeah, if you can get to them. If they're a little bit too far, then it's still Star-Lord, Scarlet
Yeah.
Witch, because they can be taking angles. I think that's gonna be alright. Okay?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. See, this is what you don't want to be distracted with too much, yeah? It's just keeping the consistent brush. It would allow you to just get the targets faster. And maybe, well, maybe the enemy Captain America, they also get the kills in the backline, but honestly, it's fine. You just need to get better backline trades, and then you win. It's all about that. You don't need to just stop them directly, shoot them to stop them, yeah, because it's their job to just tank things. See, like now it's the end's a little bit harder, I think. You just do something, but yeah, eventually you guys got a lot of value. Still, yeah, able to push the cart around. Now, this time, action might make sense to push the cart to 3. It's okay.
Mhm.
But the time before, it didn't. Yeah, because you're really close to capturing the objective, it's fine. Pushing the cart to 3 is
Ah,
good.
okay. So when the objective is about to get to like a point where you would advance
Mhm.
the game state, then it would be okay to go 3?
Yeah, exactly, because
Okay.
nobody will contest, or if they will contest, that's significant disadvantage. Our point is
I see.
always, yeah, our point is always create an advantage. So it's really bad to push the card to 3 if they are gonna contest, yeah, because you don't have the good
Mhm.
position, because those people are 3 they're pushing the card. You just need the one. One is enough. And that one person later, they should be able to easily readjust their position to the fight. That's why usually some sort of mobility is nice. If maybe let's say Cloak and Daggers on the point, they also got some sort of range. I think it's fine to be for them on the point because they can instantly go up, try to get to the position while contributing to the fight. Or maybe like even honestly, even Star Lord, for example, could be pushing the card because of how much mobility they have, or maybe even Spider-Man, depending on the situation. That's how it's been in Overwatch, for example, too. Like you could see a lot of times Tracer pushing the cart or Diva. They're quite mobile characters too. But yeah, okay. Let's just brush towards the choke. Well, Captain America's diving too deep, so can kill them. That's fine.
I'm looking for the Star Lord. Where is
Yeah,
he?
yeah, he's above. Nice. Yeah, that's good. So you absorbing the active pressure, I think that's nice. Yeah, because they're doing quite a lot there. Yeah, any questions?
Um, no, I don't have any questions at this moment. All I was doing during that fight was mostly just absolving pressure, or at least like making sure that the pressure that's been putting on my team is like gets deflated or pointed towards me.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm also dealing with like as you can see here, the Starlord ultimate. I'm also on hazard cleanup duty.
All right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, the only thing I would pay attention to though is this ultimate over here. If this is up, you don't have to be concerned like as much. So the start was okay, yeah, intentionally.
Mm.
I'm just going up towards the cellar, but then later you can also think about the ahead a little bit more. If this ultimate is up, what do I do next? Yeah, who do I shoot? Where do I put my attention? So right now, what do you think you should be doing right away? So if this ultimate is up, who do you think you should be shooting and paying attention to? What do you see?
Okay, so let's see. Oh wait, their cloak is really deep.
Yeah, right there. Exactly, and this is squishy target too. So just go after them right away. Yeah, a bit more direct pressure, and then maybe you can also dark magic. You force out their cooldowns faster, or even their ultimates faster. Or maybe you get a kill before they can save them, like Lunar Snow ultimate can save them, right? So just keep pushing them. There's no need to now at that point of time to push the Star-Lord, okay? It's all about the cooldown rate at the end. Okay. So there's just normal pressure, and the fight is going forward. Yeah, we got the Cloak and Dagger ultimate, pushing up, taking space. Okay. I see right now, you as a tank, what is that space you're gonna be tanking right now, based on what your team is doing?
I should be up those stairs at that
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, exactly. And we see a lot of times it's just kind of to make some connections. Yeah, take power positions. We mentioned that, but also just take the positions related to where most of your team is doing something. So right
Mm,
now, most of your team is attacking there. Okay, so we're just gonna be exactly aiming for the good spots on the map where this is happening. Okay,
mhm.
so fight in, let's just say, in areas where most of your team is active. Yeah, this is kind of essentials a lot of times. Because now you're trying to tank the squid, maybe try to shoot the squid. Well, it's okay too. Maybe do occasionally if there's no other thing to do. But let's say we would be tanking forward. Now there's a big chance that your Cloak and Dagger can survive, or a bigger chance this guy can do more because you would be tanking all that pressure. Yeah,
Mhm.
just more important. Right. Okay. That's okay though. And see, this guy's distracting you. This guy's distracting you from your job now. You see, like he's diving in. But what's more important for me to shoot right now? You see this? What are you gonna be shooting right now?
The Starlord, he's low.
Yeah, Star is really low. Yes, just shoot Star-Lord. Maybe you can shoot Namor, Scarlet Witch later. Well, getting rid of the turrets is nice too, I think.
Mhm.
But Star-Lord first. Yeah, not this. Yeah, don't get distracted because that's how your team get killed. By this here. The Scarlet Witch got a kill. And now the Namor free shooting the taking space. Yeah, you got that guy over here. If he could be playing better, maybe he could survive. But see, because you trading him, so what happened is he died, but then the enemy team also got 2 kills. Yeah, and that's how they win the resource war eventually, because it's just not effective to shoot that tank for the most part. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well I think this is for the most part this is about it. I would at this point maybe just summarize what I mentioned today with you. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask me those. But yeah, so far, what have we got out of this session? What do you need to work on?
First of all, establishing the right priority target.
Okay.
Um, take power positions.
Okay.
Anticipate scenarios. For example, flank DPS that would be flanking. Um, if most of the team is being active, I should commit and help them
Oh,
up front,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I should practice my trigger discipline as well.
Yeah, trigger discipline as well. And what about power positions? What are those? How do you understand those?
Yeah. Power positions depending on what map we are on, as well as um, in the moment. Uh, Observe and realize what position would be the power position and seize it as fast as possible.
Yeah, well, how do you understand what is power position? What is that exactly?
Um, a power position would be a position where you would uh, would be at the advantage while also not suffering much of a setback if you would leave that power position.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I would even to just make it easy, more directly. Power position is generally speaking the spot where you're gonna have more options on the map. Yeah, let's just say
Okay. Yep.
where you can take multiple angles of attack. For example, like over here, there's an example of the power spot. Yeah, and there are also kind of some good positions. High grounds in general are good, but yeah, just treat it as a good position with options. Usually the
Hmm.
middle of the map, somewhere like over here, this is power spot. Or, well, in this map, you could actually have like this section could be your sort of power spot because you can just drop on a point, maybe go all the way over here, drop on the point. You can also go all the way right, drop on the point, stuff like that. Yeah, they can also
Hmm.
find those, and make sure you are contesting those first if possible.
Hmm.
Use your shift to get there. Yeah, use your reposition tool to just get there and
Yeah.
fight there. Okay, okay. Now, well, another thing I kind of mentioned that is connected. Fight in areas where most of your team is active, but yeah, that is something what we can focus on more. It's more about the timing of your attack. Yeah, we can talk about that later, 100%. Okay, but I think those points we mentioned today are good enough. You can focus on those. Yeah, do you have any questions maybe for today?
Um. No, I think most of my all of my questions have been answered.
Nice, nice. That's great. That's great. Okay, then what we can do for the